Hey, Rob here for Quadratec.com. Today we're checking out the Fab Fours Rear Bumper for the 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator. Now before we get into this bumper review, if you like watching these videos, do me a favor and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're sure to catch this video as well as plenty more. Now, Fab Fours gives us a bumper made from 3/16 inch thick steel along with 11 gauge plate used in certain locations, for a bumper that is the perfect combination of form and function, adding a lot of strength to the rear of the Gladiator here. Now, as you can see, one of the great things with this bumper is we get a nice clean looking design here that tucks up tight against the tailgate of the Gladiator. Of course, that's important because we're already dealing with a large overhang behind that rear axle, so you don't want a bumper that's going to stick out very far, farther reducing your departure angles. So I think this bumper does a great job at staying nice and tight to the back of the Gladiator here, following the lines very well for a great looking rear end on our truck here. Now the bumper also accommodates a lot of the factory features found in your stock rear bumper that you can move over to this bumper, so you're not losing any features. Of course, we see here it does work with the factory trailer hitch. So you still have access to your 2-inch receiver here, and along with your receiver, it also moves your factory both 4 and 7-pin trailer wiring connection up onto the bumper here. Now what I like about that is it puts it nice and tucked away here. It's protected from damage from below when we're out on the trail, but still very easy to access. Now, one of the other features that it is reusing from the factory bumper are the backup sensors found in some models of the Gladiator, and you're simply swapping those sensors from your factory bumper into the holes provided here on the Fab Fours bumper. And finally, one of the last things we do need to swap over from our factory bumper is going to be the 2 LED license plate lights. Now, I will mention that the Fab Fours bumper has been designed to utilize the LED license plate bezels specifically found on the Rubicon bumper. So if you're installing this bumper onto a Sport or Overland model, you will need to pick up a set of the LED license plate light bezels by clicking on the info button, and then you can simply swap the actual LED light module from your bezel into the new Rubicon bezel. It's a pretty inexpensive part that you need to add on if you've got that Sport or Overland model with the plastic rear bumper. Now moving on from the factory features, Fab Fours builds on those with their own unique design accents here, and we can see tucked up nice and neat underneath the bumper here, we've got 2 nice strong recovery points, one on each side of the vehicle, and these are designed to accommodate a 3/4 inch shackle with a 7/8 inch shackle pin. We also have a secondary hole right above the shackle pin hole. That's a great place to tuck in a nice toe strap. Now, on the inboard side of that recovery point, we've got a great Fab Fours logo on each side of the bumper, and outboard of that recovery point, you see we've got provisions for adding a 3-inch cube light. Now, we can always benefit from some additional light behind our vehicle, whether that's simply when we're backing up, or maybe if you're out camping or hooking up a trailer, you can wire these up to an auxiliary switch. Now, I will say these are designed to mount a 3-inch cube light from above. The light hangs down below the mounting point. So you want to look for a cube light that can accommodate both a top or bottom mount, and the Quadratec 3-inch cube lights are the perfect solution for that. Now moving around to the side of the Gladiator here, we can check out one of the most unique design elements that Fab Fours builds into their rear bumper for the JT, and that is this side wing extension here that packs a ton of form, functionality, and protection to a very vulnerable area of the Gladiator. Now if you're wondering about strength, they're reutilizing the same factory mount underneath the bed of the truck that the factory mounted those Rubicon rock sliders to. Now, if you're installing this onto either an Overland or a Sport model, Fab Fours has you covered because they provide you with the bumper a new mounting bracket that mounts up to the frame, extends down, and gives you a very rigid mounting point to mount these wings that attach to the bumper. So you know you've got a nice strong point here. You can come off a rock or a ledge when you're out on the trail. You can rest the Jeep on this. You're not going to damage the body of your vehicle. Now, in addition to offering protection, you can see there's some functionality built in here. We've actually got a very unique double rung step that's going to give us a great way to access gear we may have stored up on a bed rack. So we've got a nice large platform here mounted right on this tube work on the bottom. And then on the top, we've got another wide area that we can step onto to access gear we have stored up there. Now, a second function of this large top step here. As you can see, it does stand away from the vehicle a little bit, and even the taillight. So if you find yourself on a very tight trail, maybe you got a little bit too close to a tree, well, it could even save you from having a broken taillight. One of the other things we notice here is that Fab Fours is picking up on a lot of the same design elements found in things like their bed rack and even their fender flares. However, the bumper works just as well if you still got things like your stock flares installed. Now finally, one last element that they include here is this removable 11 gauge steel plate that can be customized to either maybe match the color of your Gladiator or accent it, and it attaches with 3 stainless steel fasteners. Now I will add that all of the fasteners used to attach the bumper to the body of the Gladiator are zinc plated, while all the exterior fasteners that you see from the outside of the truck are going to be stainless steel for a really great finished look. Speaking of the look, Fab Fours uses a 2-stage matte black powder coat, or of course the bumper is available in bare steel if you plan on painting it maybe to match your vehicle. And just like everything else from Fab Fours, it's always made right here in the USA. Now, if you guys want to get any more information or purchase the Fab Fours rear bumper for the 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator, you can click that info button to head over to Quadratec.com. Of course, if you have any comments or questions about the bumper or how to get it installed, well, you can always leave this for us in the comment section below or contact us directly at any of the options on the screen. Till next time, I'm Rob. I'll see you guys out on the trail.